Terumot, Perek Aleph, Mishnah Gimel, the third Mishnah in the first chapter of Terumot. Okay, the first Mishnah listed a bunch of people that can't take off Terumah. One of them was the Katan. According to the Bartanura, the reason why it was all learned from Psukim, okay, and the pasuk was for Katan. El Bnei Yisrael Prad Lenachri Me'et Kol Ish Asher Yidvenu Libo Zot HaTerumah Asher Tiku Meitam Me'et Kol Ish Asher Yidvenu Libo, from every person from every man whose heart desires, whose heart is desire to give. So Ish Prat LeKatan, that comes to exclude a Katan. That was the opinion of the Tanakama, who says a Katan cannot take up Terumah. Our Mishnah is a continuation, obviously a dispute on that opinion. Says the Mishnah, Katan shelo hivish te sarot. The Katan, so there's two ways generally to designate whether a person has reached adulthood or not. One is the bar mitzvah, as he reached the age of adulthood. But the age of adulthood is really only an approximation. In general, the age of adulthood is determined by puberty, and we assume that a person who's reached the age of adulthood has reached puberty. And the way you determine that is the hivish te sarot. Has he grown 2 hairs in the pubic area? Okay, so the Mishnah says, a Katan shelo hivish te sarot. So if this Katan did not bring Shei Sarot, i.e. he's still a Katan, he's a minor. Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Trumato Truma. Rabbi Yehuda says his Truma is considered Truma. So the Bartanura says, what does that mean? B'diavad. No, L'chadchila is not supposed to, but B'diavad according to Rabbi Yehuda. Delet le Rabbi Yehuda hach drasha me'ed kol ish prat Katan. Rabbi Yehuda does not learn out the drasha of me'ed kol ish to exclude a Katan. He says the Katan is also not a bardat, he's considered a minor. He has dat, but he's not considered appropriate, but therefore l'chadchila shouldn't do it. But b'diavad, if he did take off Truma, it is considered Truma. Rabbi Yossi Omer, Rabbi Yossi says, he agrees, but he says, Imat shelo ba le'onat nidarim, ein Trumato Truma. Umisha ba le'onat nidarim, Trumato Truma. Rabbi Yossi agrees, but with a caveat. So Rabbi Yehuda seems to say that any Katan, so the question is how young. So the Kahati says that in general what he's saying is when the Katan is Magia Lechinuch, he reached the age of Chinuch, you can educate him, 6 or 7 years old. So a Katan, once he's 6 or 7 years old, Rabbi Yehuda says he's not supposed to take off Truma, but if he did, Truma to Truma. Rabbi Yossi says no. There's another period of time where a Katan's actions have meaning. Onat Nidarim. Most people are not aware of this, but if a person takes a neder, so the neder is Chal. If a Katan takes a neder, so there's the year before he becomes a bar mitzvah or a girl becomes a bat mitzvah, that's onat nidarim, the nidarim achal. Look at the Bartanura. Hazachar ben 12 shana v'yom echad. Okay, the male 12 years in 1 day. V'anakeva bat 11 shana v'yom echad. Okay, and a girl is from 11 years and in 1 day. That's called onat nidarim. Umisha ba onat nidarim trumato truma. If they're less than a year before their bar or bat mitzvah, ein trumato truma. But when they come to Onat Nidarim, then Trumato Truma. So he holds that Rabbi Yehuda is incorrect. It's not 6 or 7 years old. It's either 11 or 12 based on the gender of the Katan. It's interesting. You'd wonder, according to Rabbi Yosei, and actually the Rambam Paskins like him, so I guess the idea of Onat Nidarim is when a person reaches the age where he understands the meaning of his oath, then it's tofes, then it has meaning. Okay, the same thing would probably be true for Truma, that Rabbi Yossi feels that in order for the Katan's designation of Truma, he has to understand what it is he's taking, just like he would have to understand the neder, the oath that he's taking. We'll stop here. If you have any comments or questions, as always, email me at arspolter@gmail.com. We'll dedicate this learning. I'll dedicate it in memory of my father, Simcha ben Yitzchak Kalman. Have a great day.